It is a rare look inside the hunt for a suspected robber. Body cameras showing LMPD officers swarming a local hotel last November. The man they're looking for, believed to be the gunman who robbed a payday lender earlier that day. Customers found the cashier in tears seconds after the robber took off with $2,600, eventually leading police on a high-speed chase through several counties. Officers nearly stop him when his Chevy Cobalt loses control on an exit ramp. One officer rams the car, but it is not enough, and he speeds away. The officer's car damaged and disabled. Other officers pick up the chase. Minutes later, the Cobalt loses control again, nearly flipping over, but the driver is relentless in his desperation to get away. But he would not get far. Spike strips slow him down, and he comes to a rubber-burning stop and takes off again.
He's taking off on foot, radio. I'll stop, Big. And I believe he's on foot.
The chase now on foot, a team of officers just as determined. Their suspect racing to get away, but running out of places to hide. He eventually runs into the hotel. For a moment, he's free, but the moment would be just that, freedom, ending like this. Led away in handcuffs, police tell us he's Armstead Baylor, now facing a long list of charges. They are crimes police tell us he admitted to in a police interview.
Can't get no job, man. It still ain't right, man. That's still sin. You know what I'm saying? So, I got to accept my punishment, man.
He even goes as far as complimenting officers for keeping up and taking him down.
No, come on! What's your motto?
This council just happened. You know what I'm saying? 5 minutes later, here they are. So, y'all did a good job.
Derrick Rose, WHAS 11 News. For the most part, April 22nd was a day to celebrate. But on that day, one family had no reason to smile because fear was the only emotion available.
Metro Safe Operator Torpy.
Yes, ma'am. I need to place a missing persons report.
Nicole Arms made that phone call the day before thunder, reporting her fiancé, Joshua Cameron, missing. Through the investigation, police learned Cameron needed new tires that day, and they believe the SUV in this surveillance video captured outside a Sears Auto Center is him. It's likely one of the last images of Cameron in public.
I got a text from my fiancé saying that he had a flat tire, and that's the last I've heard of him. He won't pick up, and this is very unusual.
Later that day, records show Cameron ran into a friend, Misty McKnight, and her boyfriend, Robert Carpenter, at a Walmart across from Jefferson Mall. The pair needed a ride, and Cameron offered his truck but had to go to work. And one report shows the three were on their way when something suddenly changed.
They used a knife to try to take his vehicle, try to rob him of his vehicle. At that time, the victim refused. He fought.
Just before midnight, a 911 caller near Columbus, Ohio, spotted Cameron's SUV 250 miles from Louisville. Inside, McKnight and Carpenter, but no Cameron. McKnight filled in the timeline for investigators.
Where's Josh at? Josh, you don't think he's alive? Why is that? Misty, why? Rob cut his throat. How come?
She admitted seeing Carpenter kill Cameron, then helping her boyfriend dump her friend's body along Bear Camp Road. Had McKnight not pointed them in the right direction, police believe Cameron's body may have never been found.
I understand. Be a tremendous weight off your shoulders.
McKnight's tearful confession, a sharp contrast to the playful and jovial murder suspect 2 weeks later when she and her boyfriend faced a judge at Metro Jail. One of the most disturbing tips that came into investigators was information saying Robert Carpenter had not only been bragging about killing someone, but had done it before and, quote, loves the feel of blood on his hands. But when Carpenter sat down with detectives on this case, he told them he did not want to talk. For the I-Team, I'm Derrick Rose, WHAS 11 News. It was 2 a.m. on February 4th, the beginning of a new day and the start of a series of bizarre and tragic events. You are watching the arrest of James Spaulding in the early morning hours of February 4th. The clothes he's wearing appear to match the clothes worn by a man who pushed his way into the stop and go on Warnock Street earlier that morning. The man is seen struggling with the clerk over the clerk's gun before the weapon falls over the counter. The intruder is intent on getting that gun, so he leaps the counter to grab it and pulls the trigger 3 times, killing Denny Davis. And he also tries to shoot the clerk through a locked door, but narrowly misses before walking out the front door with the gun still in his hand. The violence is far from over.
911 operator Morris, where's your emergency?
Some guy yelling around the alley.
But there's a sound even more frightening than that.
Somebody just shot a bullet through my door, and he's screaming help outside, and he just shot my lock out.
Mark Adair made that phone call to 911.
The bullet actually came about 2 feet from my son's head.
The gunman not successful there, he moves to the next home.
He busted out our window. We heard a bunch of screaming. He busted out my bedroom window.
911 operator Rebel, where's your emergency?
And I was just calling to say that we found the gun. It was actually the gun that broke my window.
By the time police arrived to these homes, the gunman was gone, but not far enough that he could outrun police. Derrick Rose, WHAS 11 News.
Go right through this door.
Inside Metro Jail, a perspective we don't often get to see. A DUI suspect moments away from the test to determine if any alcohol or drugs are in their system. The suspect you see here, Chad Erdley, in a case that made headlines early this year.
I just heard the loud boom, and I saw a car run straight into the taco stand.
And they slammed into a car and then hit 2 or 3 other vehicles and people that were out here.
According to police and witnesses, Erdley lost control of his car on 3rd Street Road, hit a parked SUV, then 9 people, before slamming into a food truck. The first 2 people hit died at the scene. Police estimated Erdley's car to be going between 80 and 84 miles an hour. But Erdley, according to the video we've obtained, claimed to have no idea why he was in jail.
What'd I do?
You got a DUI.
A DUI?
Yes.
How?
I don't know. I wasn't there.
I didn't know what I was brought in there for.
It was a DUI is what they brought you in here for.
On what, like alcohol, drugs, what?
Yeah, whatever the case may be.
Grimacing with pain, Erdley even appears to not realize a crash had even happened.
Did that hit me?
So this one, no. Okay, then I have
That's my tail won't feel like I got smashed.
Okay, then I
You're in a car accident.
Car accident.
You would tell a grown man that I can't drink. You want me to be the
Where did I wreck at?
I don't know. I wasn't there.
See, I didn't wreck nowhere. I pulled in this Jacobs.
According to his arrest report, Erdley at some point admitted to drinking and smoking marijuana, but that admission is not included in the files we obtained. But there is body camera video that has not been released. What is now public, Erdley's blood alcohol level was .04, which is under the legal limit, but court-ordered blood tests show marijuana in Erdley's system, as well as Xanax and hydrocodone. This is just some of the evidence prosecutors plan to use against Chad Erdley. His own words, his demeanor, and blood tests likely to be the most damaging against him. He's expected to return to court in 1 month. For the I-Team, I'm Derrick Rose, WHAS 11 News.